The next question, I think this one might be, I'll direct this one to Haji Hadiza, but Yusuf, if you have an opinion on it, then we'll come back to you. So we've spoken about how we've been able to, or how you both have been able to bounce back from challenges, but have you ever had to help someone overcome any of their challenges? And here I'm talking about addiction, Haji Hadiza, because I know that you do a lot of work around that and you're very keen to give back to the community. So have you ever had to help anyone bounce back in that way? And what practical tips can you share from your experience?
Alhamdulillah, I have had the opportunity to help many people on their road to recovery. So with addiction, I cannot take the full glory of saying, those that have are in recovery for a longer period, was due to my intervention, because the support of family and friends also goes a long way in helping people. So I say in recovery, because people that are addicted are in recovery. It's a lifelong condition. So like diabetes, like high blood pressure, you don't get cured from it, but you learn to live productively and functionally with it by making, lifestyle choices. So yes, there are people that I have come across and I've had the privilege of working with. So what is important is the fact that, one, they now believe and agree that they have a condition, that they are, they have a substance abuse misuse disorder. And this is where the problem lies. If people don't accept it, then they're not willing to take help. But once they know, okay, so I've got a problem, then, and I'm willing to seek for help, then they come, to us, perhaps, for counseling. So this is very important, their view of how they see themselves. You need to create, that warm, trusting space for them to come to be able to speak to you without any judgment. A lot of the times, the reason why we don't share things with people is because we feel that they're going to judge us and they're going to see us in a light that may paint us to be worse, and they don't want that. So you have to be, non-judgmental. That is one. You yourself have to be, accountable. You have to be trustworthy, because if somebody is going to come and be vulnerable with you, if you're going to be there to help somebody to explore, their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors, they have to be able to trust you. Yeah. And if they don't, it's a problem. If they perceive that there is some kind of, lack of transparency with you, then it can also, have an effect on how you be able to help them to overcome these challenges. Then you have to be patient. Being patient is something that is very important when you're helping people in recovery. You can't get mad even when you're mad. You can't, because these things that they're doing, they get to a point where it is not them, that is acting out. It is the condition that is forcing them to become who they are. So it's very difficult, but one requires a lot of patience, and importantly, getting their loved ones on board to be able to support. Because even when they come, for counseling, they leave and they go back to those families. So they have to learn to also support them. And I know, for people who have family members or friends that are addicted, that it is difficult and it is traumatizing. You get tired. You get tired because, it seems as if it's never ending. But, it's to find it within yourself. Even if you need to distance yourself from that person for a little while, go and revitalize, and then come back, but not totally cut off from them, because they need, this is what they need from you. And a lot of people use substances to cope with, challenging things that happen in their lives. But it's to understand that relief that they may get would be very short-lived. And the problem is still there. So it is, to deal with the root cause of whatever it is. So you've lost somebody that you love. As Yusuf said, you can't bring them back. The situation has happened. So you can't change that. But what you can change is, moving forward. So how do I now allow this, to affect me? What are the lessons? If I was very carefree before and, I thought somebody else was taking care of, my life, now I have to be responsible for my own life. So it is in making those decisions, in being mindful and aware, as opposed to just using substances to get temporary relief that would lead you to a lifetime of addiction and destruction.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing that, Haji Hadiza.